Amy Riles, and this will be tack cleaning in 5 minutes or less. So a couple of things I use a bucket with some water in it, and make sure you've got clean warm water. I like to clean really dirty, grimy things, saddles and bridles and such, with a glycerin bar. I think they're super efficient. They kind of offer a little protection for your saddle too, but I just think they're really great for getting down in there and getting the deep cleaning done. So I use my glycerin bar and my little tack cleaning sponge. I buy these by the dozens and in packages, and then you just rub that bar, get it really nice and sudsy and wet, and then just cover every inch of that saddle. Once I've done that, I'll take a little soft bristled toothbrush and get in all of the corners, cracks, and crevices in that saddle and use my toothbrush for that. So then I let that sit for a couple of minutes. I don't let it dry, and then I'll clean my water, and with a clean tack sponge, rinse that really good with clean water. It does not hurt to get it wet when you're in the cleaning process, so don't be afraid to do that and really get down in and under everything. I lift my flaps up. I usually will turn my saddle upside down and then get way down in there. Like I said, that toothbrush is super helpful for getting up in those tight spaces up underneath your stirrup flaps, whether it's an English or a Western saddle. Then once I've done that, I'll let it dry. I might take a clean cotton cloth, wipe it down a little bit then. After I've done a deep cleaning with my glycerin bar, I use pure neat's foot oil. I prefer to use that. I think it lasts longer. You can use products such as mink oil, and I'll use those on my tack occasionally, especially if I know it has a propensity to get wet. So if I might be riding in the rain. But you've got to be careful with mink oil because it will deteriorate your stitching. So you do not want to work mink oil into your stitching of a saddle. It can cause damage to that. So be very careful with that. If you're gonna use it, use it sparingly. It does work great for adding some waterproofing to your leather and really conditioning and protecting it. But neat's foot oil is great, and you can just buy it in a jug like that. For my routine cleaning, I like to use Lexol 3-in-1 tack cleaner. It's just super easy. It's a cleaner, conditioner, and protector combined, so it has a little bit of a waterproofing factor to it. It takes no time at all to use this. You literally just take your little tack sponge, pour it directly on your tack sponge. You don't need water. Soak your saddle with it really good. Let it dry for a minute or two. Take a clean cotton cloth, wipe it down, you're done. That's it. So that's pretty routine. I use that maybe every 3 or 4 months. I just will go over everything, kind of wipe them down with that. Really easy. When I use my neat's foot oil, I forgot to mention what I put that on with. I use a painter's mitt. A wool painter's mitt is great. The synthetic ones leave a little bit of residue behind, but the wool ones actually are great. You might get a little bit of just fiber on your saddle, but it brushes right off. It's super great. You can stick your hand in here if you don't want oil on your hand. Use a latex surgical glove or something like that underneath here. And then you just pour your oil right on that. This is great for getting up and in everything. So I love painter's mitts for that. In your local hardware store in the paint department, obviously. For your silver, I'm old school. I use wadding polish. I like Never Dull. This comes in a can. Obviously, this can is quite old, and it is open. It looks like, if I can get the lid off, there. It looks like this, and you can take about a quarter-size piece. You can polish all of your silver, brass, anything you've got on your saddle that you want shiny with your wadding polish, and then when you're done with that, you'll let it dry for just a couple of minutes until it kind of gets a film over it, and then again take your clean dry cloth and just wipe that off good. That's how that works. This stuff is great. You can use it on stainless, you can use it on brass, copper, of course silver. I use it on my silver bits and so forth. So that's what I use. It's a pretty simple process, and this has been Amy Riles with Honestly Horses, tack cleaning in 5 minutes or less. Thanks for watching.